Hello, my friends. It is day 178, and we're reading 1 Kings chapter 17 through 1 Kings chapter 19. And I hope you're finding the yearly Bible reading program to be incredibly helpful. I'm so thankful that you're on this journey with us. And if you have not yet accepted the invitation, please take a moment to check out the description box below. It is not too late for you to join. You can still get into this reading club. And I believe even if you're not able to finish by the end of the year, which I think you still can, you will have a head start on next year. And so it's always good to read the Bible regardless of the time frame. And listen, there's still time. There are individuals who have they've already completed the entire calendar, and they're already reading it again to finish it again by the end of the year. So I'm just incredibly thankful and proud of all those who are participating, whether you're ahead, behind, if you're reading, just glad that you're a part of this community. So today we're reading in the book of 1 Kings chapter 17 through chapter 19. And we're reading about this very significant character in the Bible by the name of Elijah. Elijah is one of the most important prophets of the Old Testament. Really, he's one of the most important prophets of the Bible. And the reason is because I've heard scholars say if Moses was the lawgiver, then Elijah is the father of the prophets, right? And you have to take that lightly because really there were several prophets, and Moses probably would be considered the greatest prophet, even though he was the lawgiver. But Elijah is the kind of prophet that prophesies differently than what we've seen before. He's the one that is addressing the king, calling out the sins of the nation. And what is going to happen from this example is what I like to call a succession of prophets that come together, or rather, I won't say come together, but they follow this order. They understand that their job, at least during this time period, is to address the leaders, address the nation because of their apostasy. Now, the thing that makes Elijah so different is because we never really needed an Elijah before. The nation has not been as it is becoming in this particular moment. We're seeing that the nation is split. We have never seen that before. We've seen the nation be rebellious, but we've never seen it in this way go after other gods, partner with other nations, have this consistent thread of rebellion. Even during the days of the judges, you don't see it to this magnitude. You don't see this sort of stubbornness that you see in the time of these kings. And one of the reasons that's the case is because God is intricately involved in all of this. This is not just man's attempt to rebel against God. This is God's judgment against the nation because of something that happened during the reign of Solomon and what would be carried out for many generations to come. And so when we think about Elijah, he is this first unique voice that the nation has never had before. And he sets an example for all the other prophets like Isaiah and Jeremiah and Hosea and Haggai and Zechariah and all those other ones that will come after him. He sets that example for them to follow. Now, man, reading through Elijah's experiences here, the fact that he's having to go against Ahab and go against Jezebel, who ruthlessly are trying to take his life, and just understanding the mental distress that this man is under. I sometimes think that, even in our modern times, prophets are celebrated in a way that is so foreign to scripture. We don't necessarily understand or consider the weight of pressure and the weight of stress that goes into doing what we see Elijah do. I mean, you literally see this. I mean, this man is depressed, right? He is absolutely depressed. He's under the impression that he's the only one, and whether he is or not, or isn't, whether he is or isn't, the fact is he feels like he is. And you have to understand the weight of living a life with this kind of ministry. It is not easy, and it's not cute. It's not pretty. It's not, enjoyable. This is tough stuff. But Elijah feels that he has to do this because the Lord has put a message in his mouth that he has to speak, even if it brings him great heartache. And so every now and then, though you may not appreciate the warnings that come from individuals who are compelled by God to blow the alarm or sound the alarm or blow the trumpet. It would be really good to pray for those individuals and ask the Lord, even if they're not your cup of tea, to for whatever reason they feel compelled to speak on his behalf, to help them along, because this is definitely some tough stuff. Now, if you look at it, or if you, I mean, I won't go through all the contests. I mean, first off, let me just say this. Chapter 18 is beautiful. I love that passage. There are so many parallels. I've preached from this text several times. I've taught from it. I've alluded to it. So I won't waste much time here doing that. Chapter 17 is comforting because it shows us that even though he is on the run, if you will, even though he is frightened by the circumstances, you see that God is still providentially taking care of him. God is still, as it were, sending those ravens to provide for him what he needs. But then, just looking at chapter 19, where he is at this point where he's done, right? And God comes to him and says, "Look, man, you are not by yourself. This is not just you out here, the Lone Ranger, trying to make things happen. You need to understand that I'm with you. I have other servants that are out there fighting for you, and you just need to keep on doing what you're doing." And right in that moment where Elijah's like, "I'm done with this," then God lays upon him the responsibility of calling another prophet. So Elijah then is provoked to call Elisha or Elisha, and I saw that as being God's way of saying, "Man, I got you, right? You don't have to worry about this. I have you. This is going to be okay. You just keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be pretty, but just understand I'm in this with you." And so there are so many things going on. Again, Ahab is out of control. Jezebel is out of control. We want to pay attention to those names. Jezebel becomes a sort of a proverbial figure, because she's going to show up again in the book of Revelation, even long after her departure from this earth. And it's not like Jezebel is returning from the grave. What's simply happening is this is language that is used to demonstrate the sort of character that is present during the time of the book of Revelation, and the sort of, I hate to use this word spirit, but that's really what it is, the sort of spirit and attitude that is still at work in the world, showing that this is not just a personality. This is a force of evilness. This is a force of darkness. And that force of darkness and evilness is soon to be conquered by the work of Jesus Christ. So a lot of great things happening here, a lot that we can pull from. I would love to know your thoughts. A part of this is to get you speaking and engaging with the scriptures. So let us know what you're thinking. Leave them in the comment box below, and I believe we can all learn from it. But let's keep reading. Until next time, take care. God bless. And remember, live by the word.